I am so impressed with the meaningful results that I've gotten with tranexamic acid. Like if you have stubborn dark marks or an uneven skin tone, you need to try this ingredient. Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about gentle skincare and sometimes self-care. So if that's your vibe, consider hitting subscribe anytime during this video. And yes, I am talking about tranexamic acid. This is my favorite brightening ingredient. I've been on such a journey with this ingredient for over a year now because it has really helped me make progress on stubborn dark marks on my face, like sun damage. It helps with hyperpigmentation from pimples and just generally makes my complexion really glow. So I'm going to tell you why you need this ingredient in your skincare right now, and I'm going to share with you my favorite products. Give the video a big thumbs up and let's jump right in. If you suffer with hyperpigmentation left over from pimples and acne, if you have melasma, if you have stubborn brown or gray patches on your skin or areas of sun damage, tranexamic acid is the brightening ingredient for you. It works on multiple brightening concerns, and it also works via multiple pathways within the skin. I love this about this ingredient, and I think it's what makes it stand out among all your brightening choices, because this actually works on top of your skin to help brighten any existing hyperpigmentation or dark marks, but it also works deep within the skin to help prevent further damage down the road. Now, this is really exciting, especially if you do have some sun damage. You know how stubborn that discoloration can be on the skin, how long it can take to fade it, and how it's an ongoing concern. Because as you're fading that sun damage, you have to make sure you're protecting your skin from more sun damage and discoloration occurring. And of course, this is not a replacement for sunscreen, but it's actually a really exciting ingredient that's working for you in two different ways to take care of what's going on right now and to help prevent further discoloration down the road. Tranexamic acid between 2% and 5% is the really effective amount that you want to look for in your products. Those are the percentages that are studied in clinical trials. You do want to be consistent with this ingredient, which is really going to be the advice for all skincare, but this is definitely something you want to stay in the long run, because it definitely does take about 2 to 3 months to show you the full results. You may start to notice some changes on your skin a lot sooner than that, but just know it's going to take 2 to 3 months of consistent use before you're going to see those full benefits. All right, you might be convinced that this is the ingredient for you, and your next question is, Kelly, what products do you recommend? Well, I have 5 different ones for you with different formulations, different percentages, and different price points. So let's start off with a really affordable and straightforward choice. This is the Inkey List Tranexamic Acid Night Treatment. This has 2% of tranexamic acid, and it also has 2% of ascorbyl glucoside, which is actually one of the best vitamin C derivatives out there. Now let's just talk about vitamin C derivatives, because they're going to pop up in some of the other products today. These are great because they are stabilized forms of vitamin C. So if you've ever had a vitamin C product go brown and oxidize on you and become ineffective, that is not what you can expect with stabilized derivatives of vitamin C. They're not divas at all, but they are going to bring you the brightening benefits, maybe even some of that well-aging collagen stimulation and the antioxidant protection in just like a chiller version of vitamin C. So it's nice to see a good amount here, and that's definitely going to enhance the brightening effect that you get with this product. So the texture is a really thin gel texture, and I think it's important to note here that this is really being presented as a treatment and not really as a serum. So don't expect like a hydrating, plumping, or moisturizing type of feel to this. So I do love this product, especially because it is so affordable, coming in around $15. Like, you want to flirt with tranexamic acid, you're not sure if you're ready to commit more of your skincare budget, this is a good product to start off with. It is effective. Like, don't let the price dictate like what you think is quality. This is a quality product. I think it's been formulated smartly. I like that it's combined with the vitamin C derivative, because those actually do bring that glowy effect to your skin that you're probably searching for when you pick up tranexamic acid. You want a brighter, glowier complexion, and you want to work on those dark marks. Both of these ingredients together are incredibly effective. For the price point, you're not getting a super elegant texture, but that doesn't really bother me because the texture works. I've had issues with other Inkey list product textures that are just really inelegant, hard to work into your skincare routine. I'm gonna be honest with you, that bias that I have about Inkey list and textures actually kept me from trying this product for a super long time. And you know what? I regret that I held off on this because it works perfectly. It's really easy to layer into any type of skincare routine that you might have built for yourself. It's an easy texture, and this works. This works so effectively. So there's really no reason to spend a lot more money if you don't have it, or if you're not comfortable doing that, if you want to dip your toes into tranexamic acid, or just keep your skincare budget under control. This is an awesome option. So next up, I have to talk about the Paula's Choice Discoloration Repair Serum, because this is the product that started my love of tranexamic acid. I adore this. Now we have 3% of tranexamic acid combined with 5% of niacinamide. Now, you know, I always talk about that percentage because it is like just that absolute sweet spot for niacinamide to reveal all of its benefits for your skin. So not only is this an effective brightening ingredient paired with the tranexamic acid, but it also helps to support your skin's moisture barrier by stimulating your skin's ceramide synthesis, but it also helps to stimulate collagen on the skin too. So we've got a lot of additional benefits packed into this tranexamic acid serum, which I absolutely love. And studies do suggest that tranexamic acid paired with niacinamide is incredibly effective, especially for brightening, because these are ingredients that work in different ways to attack, if you will, the hyperpigmentation. And I think that if you have really, really stubborn dark marks that like nothing else has worked on, it makes sense to go to like a multi-layered approach. So I love the texture of this because it really is a true serum texture. We get that hydration and that plumping factor and just a little bit of moisture in this kind of creamy but not greasy texture. I think that this just sinks into the skin like a dream. It is not sticky or tacky. And again, it doesn't have like a greasy or super rich factor to it. It just feels really pleasant. You know, I am all about the texture. Like I love the sensory experience, like how something feels, not only on my fingers, but like as I'm applying it, how it makes my skin feel. I love that. And so sometimes I miss it in certain products. You are definitely getting the full experience with this one, and it definitely works. Like I said, this is the one that I started off with last year where I was like, what's this new cool ingredient, tranexamic acid? And after a couple of weeks of using it, I'm like blown away by the results. Like this is the very first product that actually made a meaningful impact on sun damage on my skin, which is notoriously stubborn, right? Like nothing else was working. Niacinamide wasn't working. Azelaic acid wasn't working. But tranexamic acid, and maybe, you know, the secret here is that 5% of niacinamide, you know, in combination. But it started to work for me, and so it really impressed me when I first started to use it. I think it's a wonderful, smart formula. I think it's pricey. It comes in about $52, and I think it's expensive. I think it can be worth the splurge if that's something you're comfortable with, if that's where you're at. Like I think that it delivers on what it promises, and I think that you're definitely paying for more of that experience with the texture, and there's a little bit more going on with the formula. There's a couple more benefits coming out here with the additional niacinamide, and there's a couple of other active ingredients in here that are great for the skin. So it's multi-benefit. It's got a great texture. There's a little bit more going on here. The price point is a little bit higher, but you know, when it comes to expensive skincare, my thing is, does it deliver benefits? You know, does it make it worth the extra money? And I personally think this one does. Now, if the combination of tranexamic acid and niacinamide really appeals to you, but like the price tag of Paula's Choice, like doesn't, I've got a solution for you. It is the Baha Tranexamic Acid Niacinamide Serum. Now, Baha is like the Korean skincare like answer to the Inkey list. I feel like they have really similar vibes with their concentration on active ingredients and really affordable price points, like no nonsense, no frills formulation. But there definitely is that K-beauty spin on Baha products. So this is coming in around a cool $15. Sometimes I see it around $10. Incredibly affordable for 5% of tranexamic tranexamic acid and 5% of niacinamide. Yeah, that magical percentage. So it's really great to see a good high percentage of these two wonderful ingredients working together in this formula. So this works, you know, for a really low price point. I was impressed with the results that I got with this. This definitely gives you an overall glowier complexion. It will help even out your skin tone. It will work on hyperpigmentation from pimples. I think it's a really good, effective brightening product. I'm just not so sold on its ability to work really effectively for sun damage. I actually think that the Inkey list actually achieves that slightly better. And I think it just comes down to how they formulated it and how it like penetrates into the skin. I am not a cosmetic chemist, so I can't really speak deeply to that, but we do know that like just high percentages alone, like just percentage chasing, isn't giving us the full story about how something is working for our skin. So this definitely brightens. It definitely does. But if you're trying to work on sun damage, I'm not sure if this particular formulation is the very best choice out there. I think actually the Inkey list is a smarter choice at the exact same price point for sun damage. And I think probably melasma too. But if you have the hyperpigmentation from pimples, if you have an uneven skin tone, if you're just looking for a glowier complexion or looking to kind of bump up your niacinamide routine, this is definitely a great product. It has a gel texture that I think is pretty hydrating on the skin. It does have a little bit of like a sticky after feel to it, which I think is not a big deal because you're probably going to put something on top of it, right? Like your moisturizer or some other product, and that will completely eliminate that sticky feel. But it is something I want to mention because I know not everybody loves or appreciates that or can overlook that in a product. Just a touch of tack, just a touch of stickiness on the top of the skin, but an incredible budget, you know, a skincare product for some tranexamic acid, a good amount of niacinamide, and yeah, a cool price point. Now let's talk about a tranexamic acid serum with a different vibe. This is the Glow Reciepe Guava Vitamin C Dark Spot Serum. And the reason that this has a very different vibe to it is like tranexamic acid is not the star player here. It's definitely in the formula. It is definitely contributing, but it is working in tandem with the different forms of vitamin C. Like tranexamic acid's not even in the name of the product. So you might be a little bit confused, but stick with me on this one because I was really surprised by this product. And quite honestly, I did not think I was going to like this at all. This is probably the second product that I've tried from Glow Reciepe. The first one I liked. I don't know that I loved, but this one really surprised me. And I'm embarrassed that I didn't try it sooner. I put it off for many, many months because I was just like, I don't know that this is for me. But like, surprise, boom, it's actually for me. And what I think the superpower of this product is that everything that is in the formula is coming together in a really effective way that helps to brighten sensitive skin. I love it because it's using 5 different forms of vitamin C, but they're all the derivatives of vitamin C. And we kind of talked about that earlier about how it's just like a less fussy form of vitamin C. You don't have to worry about putting this in the refrigerator. It's stable. It won't oxidize. But it also will brighten your skin, bring the well-aging benefits and the antioxidant benefits. But I just find it to be a lot more gentle on sensitive skin. My sensitive skin, this is different for everybody, but like my sensitive skin hates vitamin C. Like I cannot stand it on my skin, that pure form of vitamin C, L-ascorbic acid, in really high percentages. And when I say really high, I mean like 10 and above, which is like 70% of vitamin C products, right? I wasn't sure about all 5 forms being in this formula, but like it actually works really well for my sensitive skin. And then they've combined that with the tranexamic acid. Now, I can't tell you the percentage because that has not been disclosed by the brand. I don't think it's as much as the other products that we've talked about in today's video. I don't think that that's necessarily a drawback, but I want to tell you how this has impressed me and how I've been using it because it's not my main tranexamic acid product, but this is the product that I use in between that main tranexamic acid product to keep my results up. because let me tell you, I am focusing on that sun damage right now. I'm really focusing on it because I definitely got a lot more extra sun than I've ever gotten like this summer, because I, spent a month in Greece and I was outside like all day long. And so I definitely took on a little bit more sun damage than I would normally do if I was just like, living my normal life. And it was totally worth it. But I'm just saying, like, I have a real focus right now on brightening up my skin and working on some of those like sun freckles. Tranexamic acid is the ingredient to do that. And vitamin C actually is very effective for it. It's just, I have to be careful with that ingredient. So anyways, I started using this like in between my higher percentage of tranexamic acid, which I actually use in combination with my tretinoin prescription. So I use that like 3 nights a week. And then in between, I've been using this most nights that I don't use tretinoin. And I was really surprised that this did not irritate my skin, because I was thinking with all of that vitamin C, with the extra tranexamic acid, that could be a recipe for disaster in my sensitive skin, but it actually was not. My skin tolerates this so well. And every morning I'm waking up with that glowy complexion, which is what I want. Let me quickly tell you about this texture, because love. I am such a sucker for those like hydrating but creamy textures. I have probably never met that a texture like that I didn't love. So we've got that hydration factor. It plumps the skin with balancing moisture, a little bit of that moisture at the top, but it's not greasy, it's not oily, and it actually doesn't feel heavy. It just has like almost like a soothing, comforting feel on the skin that I really, really appreciate. Really wonderful feel, great results, and it is a little bit on the pricier side. I have to admit, it's about $45, a little bit less than Paula's Choice, but it's something that's keeping my results going without pushing me too far into irritated, skin. I am a big fan. And I want to move away from serums, because while I actually think that's probably one of the best ways to get tranexamic acid into your skincare routine, there are a few other ways too. And one of them is the Isntree Onion Newpair Gel Cream. So this is an interesting product that uses a combination of niacinamide, tranexamic acid, and sodium ascorbyl phosphate, which is a vitamin C derivative. And it's also using onion extract, and that's where the name comes from. Now, onion extract is kind of a novel ingredient, kind of. I mean, it definitely has shown results for helping with like acne scars on the skin, and even some scar creams like Mederma actually use onion extract as like the number one ingredient. But of course, we know niacinamide, tranexamic acid, even the sodium ascorbyl phosphate are really great brightening ingredients. And this is another product where I have to say, I was like, I don't know if that's for me. And I put off using it for a really long time because a gel moisturizer is not really the best fit for my combination leaning towards the dry side. I like more creamier moisturizers, and this gel, it's a nice gel texture, and it's got some good occlusivity that fights dehydration. It's just not quite my cup of tea for a moisturizer. But the way that I actually like to use this, and the way that I like fell in love with it, is actually as like a sleeping mask or like a slugging product. This is awesome because here's the thing, that gel texture, like I said, has occlusivity to it. It's not sticky. It's not like super duper heavy, and it's not really, really emollient. You know what I mean? Like, it's just that right extra layer on top of a moisturizer to just give you that extra, like, seal it in goodness. Just like hug the rest of your skincare into your skin as you sleep and fight dehydration. So it's great as a slugging product. But like if you're just doing slugging with like Vaseline, or like Aquaphor or whatever, that's all it's doing, right? It's just holding and hugging your skincare into your skin, which brings a lot of benefits, right? You're probably waking up with like a healthier, glowy look to your skin, and that's why you love slugging. Trust me, I love it too. But let me tell you, you can get additional brightening if you use a product like this with active ingredients like the tranexamic acid and the niacinamide. Awesome. This just steps it up a notch. I love this so much. It feels great. Like I said, the texture works perfectly for slugging. It's not too heavy. So if you've ever felt like Vaseline was like not for you, try this. This is like a more elegant texture, but you will wake up not only with like that glowier look, but like your hyperpigmentation, like maybe some of the marks left over from pimples, will be improved with regular use. That is like a lot better than Vaseline in my opinion. So this might be the right slugging product for you, but it also might be the right moisturizer for you. It is flexible in its use and it really just comes down to those great ingredients. So is tranexamic acid your absolute favorite brightening ingredient too, or are you on the fence? Everybody's skin is different, so I'm curious to hear your opinion in the comments. All the products we talked about are linked in the description box if you want to check any of them out. And if this video helped you, I would really appreciate it if you would hit subscribe to my channel before you go. If you're not subscribed already, I do release a lot of new skincare videos throughout the week, just like this one. So turn on notifications so you're never out of the loop. I hope you are healthy, happy, and safe, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. I love you so much. Bye.